Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Movement Radio. I am Chip Hazard.
I'm Talon Williams,
I'm Roger Sierra.
And I'm Braden Howard.
and it's week 3 of Are You Ready for Some Football here on Movement Radio. And yeah, a whole lot of craziness happened in week 2 this past week. 2 crazy comebacks. Golly, the top running back got injured. Like it was crazy. How'd you guys feel about week 2?
Finally getting some quality football, man.
Yeah,
Very
I
good.
mean it's not great, but it's getting there.
We saw a lot more points this week, I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, like what we talked about last week, it's always the first 2 to 4 weeks of every year is like that feeling out process. See which teams are for real and which teams, are maybe like they snuck away with a victory or something. But yeah, I mean, the last 2 weeks have been great football. Roger, what are your thoughts?
I mean, a lot of crazy shit did happen this week. I feel like there was a bad call in a certain game and everything that ruined the game. And obviously some targeting on some bounty shit going on in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Y'all want to get into it?
I mean, that's really the biggest, well, probably one of the biggest stories of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it.
Yeah, Nick Chubb going down with an injury. I seen it, and my first initial thought was, God, like it made me think of like Willis McGahee, Marcus Lattimore, like all them different, good running backs that just, it just looked horrible from that standpoint. What was y'all's initial reaction?
It made me think back initially, like immediately, to the college game when he was playing Tennessee. Like, I'm not even kidding. Last night it went that way. Back when he was in college, it went the other way. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, yeah, and it was the exact same knee, pretty much the exact same injury, and there is speculation amongst some of the other sportscasters that Nick Chubb's career is done after the injury last night.
Yeah. And that's sad too, man, because he was one of the top tier backs in the league.
I mean, he was the top tier back in the league.
My NFL Street legend, man.
Right? Exactly. Braden Street team throwing helmets at everybody with Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald. Yep. But obviously, let's talk about our teams. Obviously, Chip, the Houston Texans went up against the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, Indianapolis won, but Houston did show good signs of improvement. I think CJ Stroud did a really good job at, doing better. What was your overall feeling about the game as far as how the Texans did?
So I wanted to pose you guys a question about the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Before I talk about them, do you guys think the expectations coming into this season for the Houston Texans were too high? And what I mean by that, new head coach, franchise quarterback, they traded draft capital away to get Will Anderson, and a lot of people expected, there are a lot of people that are saying that Houston is in a win now mentality. So do you guys think that the expectation for the Houston Texans coming into this season was too high? I have an opinion, but I want to hear what you guys have.
I don't necessarily think so. I think they're still trying to give Stroud and Anderson time to get their feet wet. I mean, it's only week 2. I mean, you got to think they went on the road to Baltimore, and that's not easy to do even as an experienced team, let alone a bare bones roster with rookies and a rookie head coach. And then week 2, I mean, they showed some really good fight in that game. So I think it's too early to tell, but from the jump, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I also think that just like with anybody else any other team who have these high drafted players, like a CJ Stroud, like a Will Anderson Jr., the players themselves might have elevated expectations based on where they fell in the draft. Overall, as a team, especially, it's one of them things. It's either one of two things. It's either A, especially with DeMeco Ryan being the head coach, DeMeco Ryan is either going to turn this turn this team completely around, or he's going to need about a year or so to figure things out. So the unfortunate thing is the Houston Texans have a pretty bad reputation of just giving up on coaches after a year or so. So that's something that people need to worry about. If you're talking about a win now kind of situation, I would say it's more win now for the coach than it is for the players, because like what I just said, they'll throw away a coach and not even give a shit. They'll find another coach, unfortunately. That's just the way the Texans have been for the longest time. I think ever since Bill O'Brien left, they've had that mentality. Roger, what about you, Bob? What you think?
I don't really think they have high expectations because most people were still rating them to be in like the bottom 5 overall, just to keep building the team. I feel like the team or the front office is actually going to hold on to D'Amico and build around him and his mentality. I feel like they're going to do what the Lions did with Dan Campbell and give him some years to develop the culture and build his team with a young roster overall. And I mean, the last 2 weeks, the Texans really have been extra impressive. They haven't won, but they haven't really like blown out or been blown out or really given up or anything like that. It's just that they're all getting their foot in right now. That whole team is super young for the most part, and you expect them to be sort of like in this middle like way of getting wins and losses right now.
Compared to last year, it looks like an actual NFL football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
They have direction for sure. They just need to develop those young players to be a full-on chemistry team.
Through the first 2 weeks, I will say Stroud has been the best rookie quarterback in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he's definitely been doing a good job. But Anthony Richardson's been doing good too, and so has also Bryce Young.
Roger. Hold on, Roger. No. He's not the best rookie quarterback in the NFL currently.
I see
you shake your head.
No, yeah. I still think it's Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
Everybody expected him to be Cam Newton, just run all day, and he's literally been the opposite of that.
Let me give you some stats real quick. This is through 2 weeks. CJ Stroud currently has more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen with 626 passing yards. He currently has a higher completion percentage than Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence at 63.7%. He has more completions than Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa at 58 completions. He has a higher passer rating than both Matthew Stafford and Daniel Jones at a passer rating.
It's not hard to do right now.
at a passer rating of 91.2. He has the most pass attempts without an interception by any quarterback this season.
Let me throw in another neat little stat I heard today. He actually has the most passing yards for any NFL rookie quarterback ever through the first 2 weeks of the season.
Except for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Because Cam Newton had like 900 and something his first 2 games, didn't he? Did he surpass Cam?
No.
He didn't surpass Cam.
No. CJ Stroud currently has 626 passing yards.
Okay.
Cam Newton had total yards, not passing yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, that was total yards, not passing. Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
You got to remember, he scored like 6 touchdowns his first 2 games, and most of them were rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he had 420 in that game against the Patriots.
But
right.
Was that week 1 and 2?
Well, it was week 2. Week 2 is when he had the big game. He didn't throw. Now that I'm thinking about it, he didn't throw a lot in the first. Because I think that was his rookie. I think he played against Atlanta, I want to say, but that's beside the point. Anyway, go ahead and continue, Chip.
So I personally think that a lot of fans had high expectations for the Texans, and what they don't realize is we had 2 years of sitting in the mud with placeholder coaches. Lovie Smith and David Culley were never going to be the long-term coaches. D'Amico Ryan is the long-term coach. He wants to be in Houston, and Houston wants him there, right? So we are 2 weeks. I say we, the Texans are 2 weeks into a rebuild. those 2 years where we sat in the mud, that wasn't rebuild. We hadn't drafted our franchise quarterback. We didn't have the coach that we wanted. We didn't have the leader of our defense. We are 2 weeks into the rebuild, and we look good. There's 17 games this season. Let's see where we are, at week 17. Are the Texans going to make the playoffs? Hell no. Are they going to be the worst team in the league? I don't think so.
No, that's going to be Cardinals.
No, that's going to be the Cardinals. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Also, another good game that we had this past week was Cincinnati and Braden. The house divided. Oh, Cincinnati and Baltimore. Braden house. Yep. I mean, he is a Ravens fan, so I guess it is Cincinnati versus Braden. Braden, what was your opinion on Cincinnati versus Baltimore? What was your overall take about it?
So aside from the outcome being great, it was just overall that was a really, really good AFC North divisional battle. 100% a battle. The Ravens, just from a team standpoint, really, really impressed me. And going into it, like I said in our previous show, I anticipated the offensive line to be where we struggled the most, given that Tyler Linderbaum and Ronnie Stanley were both going to be out. I expected Trey Hendrickson and DJ Reader to just have a field day, but from what I watched, they only sent 4 guys a lot of the time, and they didn't really try to send too much at Lamar, and Lamar just picked apart the Bengals all day long. So the offense for the Ravens really started to get clicking this week opposed to last week. They found some pieces that they really, really liked. And I think the weapons that we added in the offseason really, really impressed me. I know a lot of you guys don't like Nelson Aguilar, but whenever OBJ went down, he actually stepped in and made a lot of key catches on a lot of big third downs and such. So that really impressed me. And then Mike McDonald calling a great game against Joe Burrow in the Bengals offense. That really, really impressed me. So I like to see we're coming up on a big part of the AFC North in our schedule. So hopefully we get through that and then get some easier games.
Right. Chip, Roger, any thoughts on Cincinnati, Baltimore?
I mean, we called OBJ going down in under 4 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I think the more shocking thing was Nelson Aguilar actually made 5 catches.
I mean, how many times was he targeted?
Bro, Nelly balled out.
He was targeted 6.
Okay. So he did drop one. Huh.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess dropping one's not terrible.
No.
You have to, if it's Nelson Aguilar, you have to have a minimum of at least 1 drop pass for it to count or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
Roger, let's talk about the Broncos Washington game real quick.
Here we go.
I don't really want to.
There was some controversy in that game. Tell us about that.
I mean, ever since last season, I haven't watched a Broncos game because shit like this happens all the time when I try to watch a game. I don't know how we were doing so bad, really, compared to our defense was doing so bad going against the Commanders. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. Our team looked all right. We didn't look great. We're still trying to get that Sean Payton system down. Russ looked really good overall. We had our 3, 4, and 5 receivers pretty much being our primary receivers actually doing okay. But I mean, we do the same thing that old overrated man did in Green Bay, and we get called for pass interference. But when he does it, it's all clean and whatnot. So I don't get it.
Yeah, and of course the Hail Mary at the end of the game, which could have sealed it if you would have connected on the 2-point conversion. But does that say? But does this particular game say more about the Broncos in a losing effort, or does it say more about the Commanders in a winning effort?
I think the Commanders are legit. They were down by a ton. Going up against a stout Denver defense in Denver. I mean, I didn't expect that. I mean, I saw it was like 20-3. I was like, oh shit, that's over. And then Sam Howell actually.
And we disappeared.
Yeah, it was great. Chip, what are your thoughts, Bubba?
I mean, I just kind of want to mirror what Roger said. I do think the Broncos, they're still trying to get that culture from Sean Payton. Russ didn't look terrible. I don't think he's the franchise quarterback there. This might be his last season. They might be looking to draft somebody else. I don't know that they keep him around much longer. And not that he's terrible by any means. I mean, the guy's, been to the Super Bowl and everything. I'm just not convinced that him and Sean Payton click.
No, I don't think they do either.
And I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, but I just Russ has a different mentality than Sean Payton does. Russ comes from that Pete Carroll mentality, and Pete Carroll and Sean Payton are two different people. So
yeah,
but I think the Broncos looked good in defeat, but to mirror what Braden said, like the Washington is legit. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected them to play that good, and they pulled it out and came back and won.
Yep. All right. And as far as our teams, also the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots face each other on Sunday Night Football this past week. Miami, not a great passing game from Tua of 249 and a touchdown, but Raheem Mostert with 18 carries and 121 yards and 2 touchdowns, probably the best game he's had in a very, very long time. How'd you guys feel about the overall outcome of Miami and New England?
If Mostert stays healthy, I love what he does in the backfield. I think that threat back there that they didn't have off last season is definitely being saw big time now. The Patriots actually they came out with a good plan to stop the Dolphins. They on defense, they kind of played a sort of a 3 safety look on the back end. If you got to watch that game, and they kept Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill in front of them the entire time. So a lot of the stuff that Tua did throw, a lot of it was very underneath, and then they still were able to pull off the win. So that was pretty impressive.
Right.
I didn't expect it to be this close, really, to be honest. I mean, New England is weird in its Mac Jones era. They show glimpses of greatness, and then they show glimpses of stupidity, and it's just hard to tell which week you're going to get. I don't know if it's play calling, Mac Jones, the offense system. I don't know what it is when it comes to them in general. Their defense is always solid, but that offense, I don't get it. I really don't.
I don't either. Chip?
No, I mean the outcome was expected, but like Roger said, nobody expected it to be as close as it was, and it shouldn't. I don't feel like it should have been that close. But like Braden said, they were playing that 3 safety in the backfield, so they were keeping Tyreek and Jalen from really burning them.
Right,
because that's where those 2 receivers are good, is getting by the safeties, and then it's they can turn on the burners at any minute. But they both have problems when the safety is hawking them.
Yeah, that was a whole lot of. Now Tyreek did get a touchdown, and it was more or less along the lines of like he did a quick cut route back to the outside, and then he was in the perfect position where the defender couldn't get him, and that's when he was able to score that touchdown. So we give him that. But like what Braden said, Raheem Mostert has become. I'm not saying he's going to have this every single game. I don't think he's going to have that type of a game every single time he steps the field, but I think it leaves the Dolphins offense to interpretation as to like, okay, they can burn us with these receivers, but now we got a running back who can actually run the ball good. So if they take away the passing game, we can still kill them with the run game, shut down the running game. You need a free safety to come down for the safety blitz. Somebody's going over the top,
Exactly
so
what they did. You put 3 safeties up there and you have a light box. I mean, just run it. He had 120 yards. That's how they won.
Yeah. So, but I agree with Chip also. Like, it shouldn't have been as close as it was. Now, I don't know if maybe in the fourth quarter they took their foot off the gas, because it did kind of look like that in the fourth quarter. But, that, and especially that final play, when they threw the ball to, I can't remember if it, I want to say it was, it wasn't Mike Gesicki, it was Hunter. I think it was
Are you talking about the last play?
The very last play where
It was Mike Gesicki.
yeah, okay. So Gesicki caught it, couldn't make the first, lateraled it back to Cole Strange, and Cole Strange just grabbed it and didn't know what to do, so he just fell down.
That was the first down. Can't tell me otherwise.
I think it was the first. No, I honestly think it was the first down too. I do think it was the first down. Then I was like, I'll take it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say no. But that being said, those are our teams. We want to throw in Chad's team and talk about the Philadelphia versus. I gotta go back here and look real quick because my brain ain't working right now. Philly versus Minnesota from this past week.
And the fact that it was closer than it should have been.
It was way closer than it should have been.
Okay, so I said this last week. The Eagles' offense, they're not clicking on all cylinders. They do not look like the powerhouse that there was last season. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. I can't put my finger on it. But they are not the same team. They're not cohesive like they were last season.
Is it that or did people just figure them out?
It could be that.
Because I feel like people are giving more zone blitzes towards Jalen, so he can't really scramble like he wants to, but there's still enough pressure to make it a harder throw for him.
But not just offensively, defensively they've been struggling because it was almost like.
But he lost Gardner Johnson.
They've got a lot of injuries on the back end that they're show.
Yeah. But if I'm going back and I'm looking, if I can go back here to the statistics real quick, if you'll just give me just 2 seconds in the milkshake. Yeah, I mean they were up. They were only up by 13-7 at the half, but then they went on that run, and next thing you know, it was like 27-7 at like the start of the third quarter, or in the middle of the third quarter, or something like that. And Kirk Cousins, did the best he could, have 4 touchdowns, 364 yards, but and like what Chip was just talking about, Jalen Hurts only 193 yards and a touchdown, but Swift, man, 175 rushing yards and a touchdown. So the running game was definitely on point. And then Jalen Hurts also had 2 touchdowns of his own on the ground. So they were able to keep it, but the fact that Minnesota kept it so close, especially that comeback in the fourth quarter, or the attempted comeback in the fourth quarter. And one other thing that took place, Jefferson went to extend the ball to the end zone, and he fumbled like the very last second or whatever. And they didn't and they called it a touchback because he dropped it. I'm like, I had a whole lot of commentators on FS1 and ESPN that was like, man, that should have counted, man. And it's like, well, rules are rules, and it's like, well,
I hate that rule. I hate that rule anyways.
I think it's a stupid rule because 2 inches the other way and it's a touchdown. That rule is very much a game of chance, and not like, you can't control that one. So I think rules need to be able to be controllable, and
if anything, don't make it a touchback, just fucking loss of down.
I don't get it either. Brady, any final thoughts?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
So real quick, our week 2 stats look like this. Braden, Talon, and I were all tied for third with a record of 9-7. Roger came in second with a record of 10-6, and Chad ended the week with an 11-5 record. So currently Chad is winning the pick'ems for this season, but it's only 2 weeks in, and I'm very confused as to how to put his picks, one of his picks, in this week. We'll talk about that when we get to it.
Okay.
Well, before we move on to the week 3, I got to get you guys the 5. I got to do our question again for this week.
Okay.
Oh, I have to
Yeah,
take
you gotta
my-
take that off.
I gotta take my background off.
Let me get my pen and paper. Shit, where'd my pen go? Damn it. Oh, well, fuck it. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it.
This man comes unprepared.
Fuck it. All right.
Yeah, you need a pen? I got one right here.
Yeah, I'll just guess.
I mean, you're guessing regardless, but
Right, I'll just guess. I just won't write it down. I'll just guess.
all right. This one is the 5 players who caught a pass from both Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
2 of them threw me for a fucking loop. Stop looking it up, sir.
I'm not looking up shit. I'm not even looking at the computer screen.
No, you're looking at your phone screen.
Yeah, exactly. You're looking at
My
your
phone's
phone.
right here.
This is my
My
note.
phone's right
This
here.
is my note.
So if anybody gets all of these right, there's cheating going on.
Dude,
Monster notes.
I got one in my head. That's the only one that I could
Well,
think
there's
of.
one super common one, but there should be 2 easy ones that you can be able to predict.
I might be able to. No, I don't know if he played for Indianapolis. I don't think he did. I don't think he ever did. He may have. I'm not
Didn't
sure.
have to be just Indianapolis. Remember?
Oh my god.
Yeah, because remember
Oh.
Peyton
Hey,
played for
played.
Denver, and Brady played
Well,
for
he played
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay
Yep.
too. Yeah. So.
Yep.
ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this makes it even more difficult. Oh God in heaven! All right, let me think.
You're supposed to be the savant with all this football knowledge.
I never claimed to be a savant.
You
I
literally
never
pull
claimed-
out facts from the 60s and 70s out your ass.
I have limited selective knowledge. How about that?
Maybe.
Unless they made a documentary about this, I don't know. God, hold on, let me think.
No, I actually got this question from a channel I watch on YouTube, and it was their question of the week. And I was like, I'm stealing that motherfucker right there.
I can only think of 2 off the top of my head.
Well, when
That's it.
everybody's ready, just let me know, and we'll go ahead and get what we got.
I'll go ahead. Yeah. There's no way I'm gonna fix. There's no way I can do it. And I don't even know if one's actually correct. So I might have 3. I'm not 100% sure.
So write it down in your blood or something.
Yeah, right down in my blood. I'll just say it. Fuck it.
Chip, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the one guy's first name, and I can't think of it.
That's fine.
Fuck.
Hold on, let me go ahead and write these down.
Okay. Well,
All right.
can I throw the 3 that I think are on the list out, because I'm pretty sure they're not, but can I just go and throw it out there?
Sure, give me your 3.
Is one of them Wes Welker?
Obviously, the easiest one.
Danny Amendola?
Nope.
Okay. And the other one that I had thought of that I could Cole Beasley?
Nope.
Okay. Then that's it. That's the only 3 that I can think of.
All right, so we've already said Wes
All
Welker.
slot receivers.
All right, Eric Decker.
Nope.
Fuck.
I don't think Eric Decker never played in New England or Tampa Bay, I don't think.
Nope.
You said 5, right?
Yeah, it's 5 guys.
Okay.
And 2, like I said, 2 of them I had to go and double look just to be sure, because there's no way.
Can I guess one guy?
Yeah.
Can I guess Dallas Clark?
Nope.
Damn it.
Wait. What was his name? Shit. Started Collard, something like that. I can't remember what. Like,
You already gave your guesses. Let Braden talk.
he ain't saying nothing.
Oh God.
Fucker.
I don't know. Like, I keep trying to think of all these pass catching running backs, but I can't.
Pass catching running back.
None of them were running backs.
Leonard Fournette.
What?
Okay, then never mind.
None of them were running backs.
Okay, yeah. I feel like they're so obvious, but now that I'm on the spot, it's like, fuck, just.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, Chip.
do you give up, Braden?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I had Wes Welker, which you said was correct.
Yep.
I something's telling me Randy Moss,
No.
Jermaine Wiggins,
Yep.
Tight end. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Demarius
Okay.
Thomas,
Nope. He went
Okay.
He didn't go to play with Peyton or with Brady.
and then Talon mentioned the guy's last name, but Austin Collie.
Yep.
Austin Collie.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got 3 of them. All right.
I thought it was Collard for some reason.
They ain't
I
calling
don't know
greens
why.
over there.
Who were the other two?
So Wes Welker, Austin Collie, Jermaine Wiggins, Warrant
Okay.
Small.
Who?
Warrant Small, a tight end. The secondary tight end for Brady in the 2000s. Went to play with Peyton, I think in 2005. I think is what they said, either 5 or 6.
Okay.
But he did win a Super Bowl with Brady.
I'm not sure I've even heard that name before. To be
That's
honest.
one of the guys I had to look up just to be sure because I'm like, there's no way. And then Dan Klecko,
Dan Klecko.
another
someone
backup
could-
tight end.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Either
If
he's a
someone
tight
did
end or a
off the top
fullback.
of
But
the dome, all 5 of those.
that's what I'm
Good
saying. If
job.
somebody gets
Hey.
all 5 of them, they cheating.
Good job.
Yeah.
Man.
At least I got Wes Welker right. I mean, it's
You got 1 out of 5.
I got 1 out of 5. Yeah.
You got 25%.
I
Or
could
20%.
I could have swore because I knew Cole Beasley played with Peyton in Indianapolis, but I could have swore he signed with Tampa Bay and played a couple
He didn't
games
play.
with Tom Brady.
He didn't play.
So he was signed, but he didn't play.
Mhm.
He was on the same team, but he
He
just
was on the
didn't play.
practice squad, so he didn't even catch a pass from Brady unless he was out there
Gotcha.
just playing catch with him when they were talking or something.
Dude, on
Gotcha.
my mama, I thought that Eric Decker was one. I don't know why.
I
No,
mean,
he went from Peyton to the Jets to Sanchez, but that's about it.
Mm.
'Cause I don't remember what he did after the Jets.
Short white guy. I could have swore that was a Patriots receiver.
They
Well,
all
well,
are.
well, well,
Eric
that's
Decker's
what-
actually tall comparatively.
Yeah, Eric Decker's like 6'3",
Yeah, he's actually a wide
6'4",
receiver
yeah.
too. He's a true wide receiver too.
Dude,
Yeah,
I could've
outside guy.
swore that he was a slot guy.
he's a wide receiver too. See, I felt like people. I felt people were going to say Danny Amendola because he played for 47 teams.
That's what I was. That's why I thought Damian Amendola. I thought Cole Beasley. I was like, damn, Brandon Stokely. I know he played with Peyton for a number of years, but I don't
And
know if he ever
Shipley.
played- Yeah, Shipley. Yeah, God, who else? You
No.
know, like
Dan Klecko, Torrance Small, 2 backup tight ends y'all don't even have to worry about.
no.
Torrent Small.
But then Braden's like, short white guy has to play for the Patriots.
He's not wrong. That's their definitive like formula. That's why they're not
Yeah.
winning enough right now. Who's their short white guy right now on the team?
I don't think they have one, to be honest with you, because they got Kendrick Bourne. I'm just talking about all receivers. They got Kendrick Bourne. They got Mike Gesicki at tight end. They don't have Jacoby went to
The Vegas teams.
I'm trying to remember. Fuck it, I'll just look it up.
They don't have a short white guy. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure they don't either.
I don't think so. The times have passed.
Because I mean, they
Yeah.
had Amendola,
They don't
Welker, Edelman, Chris Hogan, and there's one more that I'm forgetting.
Well, Wes Welker, but we already mentioned him a minute ago.
Well, I said him already.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was
So
another one.
just
There's like 5 short wide receivers.
Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, Julian
Edelman.
Edelman, Chris Hogan.
Yep. There was another
It was
one.
Austin Collie? But was he even around during the?
Was he short though?
I thought he
I
always
don't-
played. I mean, if you're playing in Indianapolis with with Peyton Manning, the chances are you got T.Y. Hilton and Marvin Harrison out there, so you can get nothing coming your way for a while. That's probably why you were out of sight, out of. But no, this may have been after Marvin had left, and T.Y. Hilton was the number one guy. But I'm
He's
not 100% sure about
6'1".
that.
Would that be considered a short white guy?
By NFL standards, no.
By NFL standards, no.
Let's see how tall Wes Welker was, because he was the standard.
He was
5'9".
like 5.
Oh God, damn,
Yeah.
yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I was thinking a short white guy.
All right.
So all of us but Braden are taller than Wes Welker. So yeah.
Word. That man makes me believe.
Hey, that means you go play for New England, man.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah.
How do you like the cold?
Hey, man. Hey, but before we jump on to week 3 picks, do you guys want to go over the power rankings real quick?
Are you gonna leg out?
I hope to God I don't. I hope I don't.
I mean, you can tell our team's in the top 10 like we did last
All right.
week.
Yeah, let's just do that one. All right. So coming in at number 31 this week is the Houston Texans. Coming in at number coming in at number
Oh,
23 is the Denver Broncos. Don't fuck with me right now. Coming in at number, I think that's it for all the teams that are out of the top 10. Number 10 is the New Orleans Saints. Excuse me. Number 9 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 8 is the Detroit Lions. Number 7 is the Baltimore Ravens. Number 6 is the Buffalo Bills. Number 5 are the Miami Dolphins. 4 are the Dallas Cowboys. 3 are the Philadelphia Eagles. 2 are the Kansas City Chiefs. And number 1 is the San Francisco 49ers. That being said, do you guys agree or disagree with the rankings currently?
At least the top 3 for now, yeah.
Yeah.
Top 10's pretty solid. I mean,
Yeah. That's
Well,
pretty
because your
solid,
team's in the top 10, yeah.
Right.
they must know something.
Right. Real quick before we move on to 3, just a couple of tad bits of news that have just recently come out. Panthers Shaq Thompson will miss the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
The Lions place CJ Gardner-Johnson and James Houston on IR.
IR.
The Giants have yet to rule out Saquon Barkley because they call him a quick healer. And then obviously the big thing is Nick Chubb's down and Jerome Ford will now be RB1 in Cleveland. Yeah.
But I feel bad because the Lions do putting them on IR, even though they can come back in, I think they said 4 to 5 weeks possibly, but it's going to be hard for that defense that's not been superb. And those have been 2 really good points for the Lions defense.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then both Julius Peppers and Antonio Gates headline first-time Hall of Fame nominees for this year.
I'm not gonna have to lie. I thought you were gonna say they were in the injury news. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, they're still playing.
They're still playing.
Shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't. It would not surprise me. Sorry.
I actually thought you were going to say he came out of retirement. I was like, what?
Yeah. AJ Green signed a 1-day contract to retire as a Cincinnati Bengals. So there you go.
Well, I mean,
Because that was last week, but whatever.
Man, Antonio Gates stayed in San Diego, didn't he?
And how long was he there? Like 14, 15 years, something like that?
Yeah, although he never
Yeah.
actually left the team.
No, he never left the team at all. And
Who would
Julius
you
Peppers.
ever retire with that would be his team? He was
Oh,
around-
I think he's probably going to retire Carolina Panther. I think that's
Are you
where
talking
most of his
about Peppers?
notoriety.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He wouldn't retire a Packer, man.
did they win a championship? Was he on that championship team in 2009 or 2010? Yeah,
I think so.
Are you talking about Peppers?
Yeah.
yeah. Julius Peppers.
With the Packers?
Yeah, was he not on
No,
that team?
the Packers in like 15 or 16.
Okay, hey, I got it right here. He was with Carolina from 2002 to 2009. He was in Chicago for 2010 to 2013, Green Bay 2014 to 2016, and then went back to Carolina for 2017, 2018.
Or he retired?
Where he retired, yes.
Yep.
2002 NFL Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year,
Madden legend.
Madden legend. Yep.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and start with our week 3 picks. We'll start with the Thursday night football game. We got the Giants versus the 49ers. Tell them where you going.
I'm going 49ers to win this one. They're just on a roll right now. Everybody's playing up to par, and I don't think they're going to give the Giants the opportunity to come back on them like Arizona did, so I'm going to go with 49ers.
Roger?
49ers. I usually go for the Giants, but the way they've been playing, very not good. Almost piss poor at this point, the last 2 weeks. The 49ers are just too stout.
Yeah, and the fact that they may not have Saquon.
I don't even think that would really matter in this game,
No.
to be honest.
He has
Yeah.
Wolverine healing powers. What do you mean?
Because that's his ACO 4 seasons in a row.
Right? Braden, where are you going?
The Giants were outscored through 6 quarters of football, 60-0. I mean,
They still won a game, though.
Hey, I have to ask.
barely
okay?
against the Cardinals.
Doesn't matter. They still won a game.
What you
Doesn't
got?
matter whether you win by inch or a mile.
I'm gonna assume you mean 49ers, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. This is in San Francisco. I don't expect this to be much of a game. I mean, Daniel Jones is running for his life against the Cardinals D-line. So have fun, brother.
Yeah.
Do you think it's another blowout like against the Cowboys? Or do you think they actually score
So-
on the 49ers?
I don't think it'll be a blowout because if you think about it with this one, in the Cowboys game, you got down so quickly and then it starts raining. A lot of people don't think about how hard it is to do certain things in weather when it's piss pouring. And the Cowboys are really just able to sit back and just do whatever they wanted. So will it be close? I don't think so, but it's not going to be Cowboys tier blowout.
All right. Chad and I are also going 49ers, so
There you go.
next up we'll start our first round of Sunday games. We got the Colts versus the Ravens. Talon, where you going?
Ravens are looking good. Indianapolis looked somewhat good against Houston. But then Richardson did go down. Gardner Minshew came in for a little bit. We're going to see if Richardson.
Just automatic W's. Give it up.
Hold on. Minshew looked like a man on a fucking mission to earn a starting job. I'm telling you.
I mean, he came in and he, did work his ass off. That being said, though, against this Ravens team, I'm leaning more toward the Ravens on this one. I mean, if Uncle Rico comes out and has a great game, awesome. But
Don't ever disrespect Gardner Minshew.
That's
that's not disrespect.
You
I like
call him by
Napoleon
his
Dynamite.
real name, Minshew Mania.
Yes,
That's
sir.
his name.
Big Dick Minshew.
No, it doesn't work that way.
I know.
That's wrong. y'all wrong.
Roger, where are you going?
I don't know. I'm now that I know that Minshew is going to be a starter, changes everything.
Is he the?
Bullshit.
Has he been named the?
I don't think
has he? Has he been named
He's-
starter?
It's leaning towards him playing this week. It looks like he will probably get the go.
I mean, who's the third string?
Sam Ellinger.
Sam Ellinger.
Who?
Sam Ellinger.
Texas Longhorn legend.
Yes, he won him a few games last season.
I'm gonna go with Ravens.
All right,
Zay
Braden, we know
Flowers
you're
as
going.
number one. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Braden, we
think-
know you're going Ravens, right?
So yeah, I do think though that honestly, Gardner Minshew probably gives the Colts a better chance to win compared to Anthony Richardson. as it stands right now. Long term, Anthony Richardson we know will be better, but as it stands right now, I think Gardner probably gives them a better chance to win. And we saw at the end of that Texans game last week, he was on it. So if the Ravens come out flat at home, it could be a big trap spot. But I do think the Ravens defense gets to them here, and we see another offensive showcase from the Baltimore Ravens, and I'll take them getting a win at home.
All right. Chad and I are also going Ravens. So, I promise you, Chad and I did not pick the same picks all the time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Next up, we got the
Conversating.
Titans versus the Browns. Now keep in mind, Browns are without Nick Chubb. Does it matter?
But
Where you
Titans
going,
have
Talon?
Ryan Tannehill.
Sorry, I had to have an external conversation. Please forgive me. What did you ask, Chip?
Who do you
Titans
pick?
versus Browns. Who do you pick?
Titans looked good against the Chargers. God, the Browns are going to be down. Are they going to be able to maintain some momentum even without Nick Chubb? I don't think they can. Close game. I'm going Tennessee.
Ooh. All right, Roger.
I'm still going to go with the Browns because their defense is better, in my opinion. You still have Myles Garrett out there going to cause trouble for Tannehill and hopefully Derek Carr. Not Derek Carr, sorry, Derek Henry. But, I mean, does it really matter? I'm going to go Browns just because.
Braden.
This game honestly was the hardest game for me to pick this week. I went back and forth with it all day long. I think the casual regular football fan cannot name a single guy on the Titans offensive line outside of Peter Skoronski. And with him being hurt, that looks pretty rough. And I do know that they put up a decent performance last week against the Chargers. But if you watched the game last night with the Steelers and the Browns, Kenny Pickett had 2 seconds, maybe tops, to throw that ball. I think this is a top 5 defensive unit with the Browns. That's what it comes down to. I think the fact that Nick Chubb will be gone, it's going to be hard to replace that production, but Jerome Ford looked really, really good. So I think it just comes down to the trenches in this one. I do take the Browns at home.
All right. Chad and I are also going Browns. Next up, we got
this one.
Yep. Don't worry, I'm going to be odd man out on a couple. So next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions. Tell them where you going.
This was the one that I actually had trouble with, and I'm explaining my reasonings why. Atlanta actually looked good against Green Bay, and I look at Desmond Ridder because we had the questions come up. Can Desmond Ridder be that guy? The jury's still out on him, but I do feel like he is serviceable. He could be a very, very good game manager quarterback from the standpoint that they don't have to rely on him to win the game for them. Just don't be the one to lose the game for us. But I mean, Detroit's on another level right now, man. They did, they had a pretty much like a heartbreaking overtime loss to the Seahawks, which, I mean, they played a very good game against them. Yeah, I'm still going to go with Detroit to win this one. I think Detroit will probably pull away. Again, I think this is going to be a closer game than people think it's going to be, and I'm going to go with Detroit to win it.
All right, Roger.
You already know. I'm going Detroit.
He already knows.
Ooh. Braden.
I like Detroit at home in this spot purely for the fact that if this turns into a shootout and the Falcons get down early, I don't trust Desmond Ridder's arm necessarily. I love through the first 2 weeks what they're doing with Bijan. Bijan's absolutely killing it his first 2 weeks. What he's doing out of the backfield is very, very special. Just how he moves, how he plays. He's damn near top 5 running back in the NFL right now. That's what I think. And
I would say probably with Nick Chubb going down, he might be the best running back in the NFL right now.
Low key, he's McCaffrey's here.
Well,
I was like,
Give him a,
I was like,
give him
Christian
a couple of
McCaffrey's
years,
there.
man. Yeah.
He looks
I'll
good,
put him,
man. But
I'll put him at 2. McCaffrey's still better. Yeah. I'll put
Swift
him
is
at
up there
2.
now. Swift is finally getting to play.
Swift's up there.
He was hurt in Detroit. He didn't get to show off, and that's why I said that them giving him up to Eagles was stupid. Because now that he's actually playing, he's actually showing what he can do.
Would you take Bijan right now over Josh Jacobs?
yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
I'd take
Younger-
Bijan over Derrick Henry right now.
way
Yeah.
younger body, so you got more years at him.
I mean, yeah, obviously you take the younger running back, obviously.
Well,
he-
and he's
is he-
shifty,
is
and
he-
he can catch.
Is he the runaway rookie of the year right now?
No, Zay Flowers is still up there.
No, yeah,
Okay.
Zay Flowers is still up there.
between him and Zay, man.
And I called Zay Flowers in our early
Yeah.
predictions.
We know.
I'm still
We
going
got
with
it.
him. Still going with him.
I'm still going to go with CJ Stroud, but Zay Flowers and it's going to be a tight race between those three, between Bijan, Zay, and CJ.
Hey, don't forget about Anthony Richardson. If he stays healthy, he can still do it.
He's got to stay healthy. And first concussion in game 2. They're going to be. They're. I don't think they're going to rush him back. I mean,
No.
especially after the Tua incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn Tua getting concussions.
Right.
Uh,
So is everybody going Detroit here except for Chad?
nope. Chad and I are going Falcons.
Okay.
I think with CJ Gardner Johnson going down, and that it opens up lanes for Bijan that he wouldn't have had to begin with.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll go with that.
I mean, what receivers does Atlanta have?
Doesn't matter.
Drake London.
Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Zachariah something. I can't remember.
Don't sleep on Matt Collins, man.
Doesn't matter.
Matt
You get that
Collins,
you get that running game going, and wide receivers are open all day.
Detroit's interior is too strong for that. They haven't really let up a lot of running on them.
They haven't faced Bijan yet either. Call me a homer because that
You
dude
are a
came from-
homer. You are a
Call
homer.
me- because that dude came from Texas, right there, all day. But I'm gonna ride with him.
Hey.
Yep.
Wait,
Next
what,
up,
what was that design on your? Oh, okay. I printed that design when I worked at ProAd.
Oh.
I think I may have printed that shirt. To be honest with you.
you didn't print this particular shirt. I've had this for years.
but I printed shirts with that design on it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Only the logo actually had color in it. It had the burnt orange logo in it. Anyway,
This was sent to me from
Matthew McConaughey.
Texas. So
Texas.
no,
Oh, okay.
I wish it was sent from McConaughey. I love that dude. That dude is a national treasure.
Yes. Did you guys see that interview? The full interview of that thing that was sent? I can't remember what it was.
No,
That
It's
full
good.
interview
It
that I
wasn't
think that was
good.
sent.
yeah, it wasn't a football group.
Yeah. Well, it was a family group. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll find it. Anyway.
So next up is Saints versus Packers.
Saints.
Tell them where you going.
I'm going Saints. Now the Packers did hold it close with Atlanta. The Saints, had a good showing against Carolina. I do think the Saints are overall just a better team. Their defense is coming into their own a little bit better than what I thought they were going to be. The Packers, I mean, yeah,
They got Jordan Love
Love's
though.
making plays. Jordan Love's making plays here and there. But no, my gut's still telling me go with the Saints on this one, especially with I would take Derek Carr over Jordan Love right now in a game time situation. That's who I would go with. So
Roger, did you say Saints? Did I
Yeah.
hear that correctly? Okay.
Yeah.
Braden?
I actually like the Packers at home in this spot. Last night, Derek Carr did not impress me whatsoever. He kind of looked like a statue in the pocket against a pretty down bad Panthers defense. And in a spot that I actually expected him to come out and ball out, he just didn't really impress me. I think Chris Olave bailed him out in a couple of spots, and this Packers defense is probably going to bring it. And the Packers last week actually had a couple of guys out that I didn't even know that were going to be out. Like Bakhtiari didn't play, Aaron Jones didn't play. We also had the the wide receiver Christian Watson out. So if they get some of those guys back this week at home, I think this is a good spot for them to get back on track.
All right, Chad is also going Packers, and I'm going to go Saints here.
What a surprise!
What a surprise. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Jordan Love.
Going with his favorite team of the year.
Jordan Love. Fuck yeah. All right.
Next up, we got
one person laughed.
Next up, we got Texans versus Jaguars. I'll start since this is my team. I'm going Jaguars.
I'm also going Jaguars. Bit of a rebound game from last week against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Where is this game at?
It's in Jacksonville.
I'm gonna go with Jaguars because it's at home. If it was in Texas, I actually probably would have gone with the Texans on this one.
I still like the Jags in this spot, given that the Texans, they are looking better week by week, but I think the big spot here is the offensive line still has 4 out of 5 guys out. So that's going to be a big contributor in that one. I think Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker will probably be able to get after CJ Stroud pretty easy in that one and get the win at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're down our starting left tackle, starting right tackle, starting center, and starting right guard.
For the whole line?
Pretty much.
Strap up Nico Ryan. Let's get it going.
Yeah. No excuses. It's always next man up, but there is a reason that there are starters and there are backups.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, we got Broncos versus Dolphins. Roger, why don't you start first since the Broncos are the away team?
I'm going to go with Dolphins in this one. It's in Miami, and our defense gave up at the end of last week. I don't know what's going on there. I just don't have trust in them to contain Waddle and Hill and Mostert, as well as they were not able to contain Washington, who are not as good offensively as the Dolphins are.
I agree. Talon?
I'm going Dolphins in this one. Dolphins have now a two-headed monster from both the running and the passing game. Now, we actually saw that against New England. Now, Justin Simmons and, Kareem Jackson and all the players in the secondary for Denver, they do got good pieces in the secondary that will give Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle headaches. But I'm not necessarily worried so much about the Dolphins offense versus the Broncos defense. I'm more concerned about the Broncos offense versus the Dolphins defense, because Russell Wilson, say whatever you want. If you want to say he took a downturn over the last couple of years, you can say that, but he's still a serviceable quarterback, and he can still find ways to pull a rabbit out of his ass and make a play. It scares me, but I still have the Dolphins winning this game.
Braden?
I definitely like the Dolphins in this one. I think this is a spot where Russ definitely struggles on the road. I just don't think they have anyone to compete with the Dolphins on the back end. I really think that this is going to be a big game for Tua to show off his arm, and we see another offensive outing from the Dolphins.
And we finally get a freaking home game. Go ahead, Chip.
Chad and I are also going Dolphins here. Next up, we got the Chargers versus the Vikings. Talon, where are you going?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because, both of these teams, they've played good teams that the Chargers played the Dolphins and the Titans. The Vikings played against the Buccaneers and the Eagles. So it's not like these teams, I don't know. I feel like the receiving cores for both teams are good. The defenses are kind of bend but don't break, but they break most of the time, especially Minnesota's defense. I'm going to go with the Chargers to win this one. I don't feel confident in that pick, but just so that I can throw it out there, I'm going to say that the Chargers beat the Vikings in this one.
Roger?
I'm going to go with the Vikings. I trust their offense more than the Chargers' defense.
I like the Vikings in the spot just for the pure fact that it's It's going to be at home. And B, I don't like the fact that Austin Eckler's still dealing with an injury and that he probably won't play this game. Joshua Kelly's looked good in his absence, but still, whether they like it or not, both of these 0-2 teams are going to go at it, and one of them is going to have to win.
Nope, we can get a tie.
Shut up,
Yeah. Roger's sitting there claiming like tie. Like I think he's like begging for it at this point.
Roger, you want to change yours to a tie?
Nah, I have more confidence in the Vikings offense and doing the Chargers defense.
All right. Chad and I are going Vikings as well. Next up we got
out.
Yep. Next up we got the Patriots versus the Jets.
Can I call a tie on this one?
Yes.
You can.
I'm not going to go that far. Hopefully New England will get their first win of the year this time. Is it in New York or Foxborough?
It's in New York.
New Jersey.
New York. In Jersey. Yeah, Jersey, MetLife. You know what?
It's a Jets home game. There we go.
Yeah. There's a part of me that don't want to pick the Jets, but at the same time, I don't think that they didn't look bad with Zach Wilson under center. But then again, the Patriots with Mac Jones, they haven't been doing too good this year anyway.
Zach Wilson also played a way harder defense.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm going to go with the Jets to win this one. I'm going to say pick the Jets over the Patriots. That being said.
Go ahead, Braden.
It was coming.
You knew it was coming. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Braden, where are you going?
This is probably my upset of the week. I like the Jets in this one just for the pure fact that I think they're going to get back home in MetLife and it's going to be vibes on top of the world. The fans are going to try to back them into a victory here. And whenever I thought about this one, I don't like the thought of Zach Wilson going up against Bill Belichick because young quarterbacks always struggle against him. But when we compare the two defenses, I definitely like the Jets more in this situation. I thought about Mac Jones going up against this team, a lot of the second-year guys. I really want to go with the Jets in this spot. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Sauce just willing them to a win here at home.
Raj?
I want to go with the Jets too. I feel like they have a stronger offense with a weak quarterback compared to Mac Jones, who's just midline everything. But the defense on the Jets is just so much stronger. And they were able to actually score on the Cowboys' defense, which is very stout and way stronger than the Patriots' defense.
Right.
I'm going to go Jets as well. Chad, however, is going with the Patriots.
Because Aaron Rodgers isn't playing anymore.
Yep.
Next up, we have the Bills versus Washington. Can Washington pull it off 2 weeks in a row? Can the Bills get on the same page? Where are we going? Talon?
Washington is on this incredible high, and I feel like in this game they're fixing to come back down to earth. The Bills, especially the way the Bills just beat the shit out of Vegas this week, I think that it's the Bills saying, hey, remember us, we're still here, we're coming, to get what's ours, provided Josh Allen stays healthy. That's a different story for a different day. I think that it's going to be tough. I think Washington will play them tough, but just the firepower that they've been. Now, granted, it was against Vegas, so I'm not holding too much weight to it, but I got to go with the Bills in this one. I think they're in a good spot to beat them, but I don't think it's going to deter Washington from getting better. And Washington, especially you cannot tell me, especially after watching them for the last 2 weeks, you can't tell me that Eric Bieniemy is not changing that team culture, especially offensively. Like, you can definitely look at the way they are playing offense and they say, yeah, Eric Bieniemy's got a big part of this. You know what I mean? And he's calling the plays. He's doing all this. And Ron Rivera's kind of like, you know what? You go ahead and you coach. I'll just sit here and be a motivator in a way, But I don't think, even with all that, I don't think it's going to be enough. And I think Buffalo will still come out victorious.
Okay, so Bills,
Bills.
Roger.
I'm gonna
What's
keep it
funny?
short and
I
simple.
don't understand what's funny.
Bills.
Well, because you said a whole lot, but I never heard you actually
answer.
pick a team.
I said Bills victorious. I ended it with that. I apologize if you didn't hear me, but yeah, I would say Bills.
All right, Roger, you said Bills.
Yeah.
Braden.
Braden?
I like Buffalo on the road in this spot. I don't think that the Commanders have faced a team of this caliber yet this year. I think this is definitely. I agree with you. This is going to be a spot where they definitely come back down to earth. I do worry about this Bills offensive line getting taken advantage of by the Commanders D line. It is a little tricky, but I like what I saw last week from the Bills, just in that bounce back spot. The offense got going big time. I liked what they had going with James Cook. James Cook really came on really well. So gonna take the Bills on the road.
All right. I'm gonna go Bills, and so is Chad.
Yay.
Next up, we got the Panthers versus the Seahawks.
Seattle.
Talon?
Yeah, I got Seattle in this game as well. You know, they had a hard fought victory against Detroit. You kind of wonder if it took too much out of them, and even if it did take a little too much out of them, I still think that they had the ability. They got the ability to beat Carolina, and Carolina played the Saints somewhat decently, but again, Carolina is a young rebuilding team. They're still trying to find their footing, especially with a rookie quarterback at the helm. You know, I'm going to go with Seattle to win this one.
Braden?
I don't like the thought of Bryce Young going into Seattle with the 12th man getting rowdy. He was struggling at home. I mean, Miles Sanders had to push him over in front of the center because he was lined up in front of the guard. I think this is a good spot at home for Seattle. Bryce Young hasn't impressed me through the first 2 weeks of the season so far. He's struggling. Poor guy. He doesn't have the pieces around him. So really love what I saw from the Seahawks last week. I think that was a good bounce back spot for them. Offense finally got going. Geno really got his footing. So like the Seahawks at home.
Chad and I are also going to go Seahawks here. I don't even know if I should ask about the next game. I'm pretty positive I know everybody's answer, but we're going to go Cowboys versus Cardinals.
Bold of you to assume.
Yeah, Braden and I are both going to go Cardinals on this one, but
No.
we're not.
Ooh, y'all. Go ahead. That's an
Bro,
automatic.
you almost
Cowboys.
called the upset of the week. Don't even.
Nah, we'll go. There's definitely Cowboys all around on this one.
Yeah, Cowboys. There's not even a. We don't even need to talk about it. Cowboys.
I mean, I gave the Cardinals my one pick for the season. They failed me.
Right. We
Who
told
did
you it was
pick
going to
again?
happen.
If you were gonna pick that spot though, that was it.
Wait, did you pick them last week?
I did.
Oh, well, yeah, that's probably your best chance.
Against the Giants. Yeah, against the Giants. Yeah.
I was sitting there watching that game, thinking, I do not want to get on the damn show and talk about him getting that pick.
But in my head, I was thinking, no, wait. Yeah, score. Go. Yeah, here we go. I'm waiting for this. You know.
I mean, for a good half there, it looked like he was about to win it.
Yeah.
It did.
I was fully expecting Chip to start the show today with just saying, you know what, fuck the Cardinals, fuck everything, fuck the color red. I don't care, you know.
But I think Josh Dobbs is definitely a better fit for that team.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
absolutely.
Did you see that angry ass run he had? Holy
His first running touchdown where he blew through, dude.
What was it? What was it, like 24, 23 yards, something like that?
Something like that, but yeah.
Yeah. Came in just like, damn.
He put the astrophysics degree to work there.
I know, right? Little Neil deGrasse Tyson on his ass. But anyway. Also, I'm the only one who knows who Neil deGrasse Tyson is. Okay.
You're definitely not the only one that knows Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You literally gave nobody a chance to respond. You're like, he went Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, so I'm the only one who knows who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
On my end, y'all didn't say shit. That's why I didn't say.
You literally say, "Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson." Like, all right. Nobody gets to respond.
It wasn't even a second. That was like 0.8 of a second.
All right, whatever. Let's move on.
Next up, we got Bears versus Chiefs, and this is in Kansas City.
Let's go Bears.
I cannot.
I'm gonna put you down. I'm
gonna take your dumb ass seriously for that.
Nah, it's gonna be the Chiefs.
It's Justin Fields and nobody else.
It's gonna be the Chiefs.
Oh God in heaven!
Travis Kelce's back. He still wasn't 100%, but he's still winning.
Chris Jones is back too. That's
like I said. Travis Kelce's back, and they got the win.
Yes. Now
Braden?
hold on. Go ahead, Braden. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I have a follow-up question, but go ahead.
Justin Fields is bad at football. Go Chiefs.
First of all, no, he is not. Don't do that. He has no offensive line.
Did you watch the first 2 weeks, my guy?
He has no offensive line whatsoever. Give that man a pocket. Watch him make moves.
No.
At this rate, they could literally put anybody under center to get the same results.
All right, Chip, who are you going with, man?
Well, you said you had a follow-up question. What was your follow-up question?
No, I want to hear y'all's picks.
Everybody's going to go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah, Chad and I are going Chiefs.
All right, what's the over/under on points that the Chiefs are going to score against against Chicago? What would you put the over/under at?
What is it on ESPN? I don't see it. I don't have it pulled up.
I don't have it pulled up either. That's why I was.
Let me just set it at 30. How about that?
I was going to say 30.
It's over 30. It's over 30.
Let's see.
This is. I will honestly, I was looking at it. And I was like, this is probably.
Let me pull.
This game is.
They only have Kansas City by 12.5.
Bullshit.
Because they have no receivers.
According to ESPN, it's Kansas City 12.5.
Just 12.5. That's the more surprising thing, that it's only 12.5. I figured at least
What? 3. There we go.
I mean, the 49ers are only a 9.5 favorite over the Giants.
Ugh.
You know, that line this morning was at 10. They must have saw the Brian Daboll interview.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What?
We're all going Chiefs there.
Yeah. The Jags are 9.5 over Texans. Baltimore is only an 8-point favorite over the Colts. Cleveland's only a 3-point favorite over the Titans. Miami's only a 6.5-point favorite over the Broncos.
It's showing the 49ers are a 10-point lead right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's different from the app, because I'm just looking at it on my app.
Because it's currently updated.
Okay.
You said Jags are what?
9.5.
Yeah, that's right. So they must have just changed the 49ers.
Yeah. Ravens are 8. Cleveland's a 3-point. The Dolphins are only a 6.5. New England is actually a 2.5-point favorite over the Jets. Buffalo's a 6.5-point favorite over Washington. The Lions are 3.5-point favorite over the Falcons. Green Bay's a 2-point favorite over Saints. The Vikings and Chargers are even.
Yeah, they don't even know who to split that for.
Even.
But the over-under on that one is a 54. So
yeah,
both teams scored 47 points.
I'm taking the under on that one. I don't know. I feel like
54 total points.
Oh, okay. Total. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
The over-under is 54 points.
Damn, I hope you cover a 50-point spread. Shit.
Between those two teams.
Yeah. Seahawks are 5.5. Seahawks are 5.5 over the Panthers. Dallas is a 12-point favorite over the Cardinals.
These are super early bets. Yeah, I bet after
After Friday or Saturday, they'll probably.
Friday for sure. But the 49ers are 10 point, but they're saying that game's going to be 44.5 points total. I mean, they're only winning by 10, so they're still giving 20 points to the Giants.
I don't see it.
Me neither.
Before I read the last three stat lines, we'll get into those picks. Sunday night football game, we got the Steelers versus the Raiders.
Oh God.
And this is in Vegas. I personally want to hear Rogers' analysis of this game first.
I don't know. This one's really, really difficult. Neither team's really been impressive. I don't know. With the Steelers now targeting kneecaps, I feel bad for Josh Jacobs. So, I don't know. I'm still going to trust Jimmy G over Kenny Pickett. So I want to go Vegas.
Okay. Talon.
I like the Kenny Pickett to George Pickens connection. I feel like they got a good rapport with each other. And the Pittsburgh defense I like better than Vegas' defense. I keep wanting to say Oakland. It's not Oakland anymore.
We can make it Oakland.
Oakland's losing a baseball team, so we believe. I do trust Jimmy G more than I trust Kenny Pickett, and they definitely have a better receiving core in Vegas. But that defense, God, I don't feel confident in this pick either, but I am going to go with the Raiders to win.
Okay. Braden,
like
before
Pittsburgh.
I get to you, I was going to say, before I get to you, I'm going to say that I'm going Pittsburgh on this one.
He also said Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I wanted to hear his analysis.
When you look at these teams, it's all of us are very hesitant to pick a side because it's so dead even. Nothing really stands out between either of them. Whenever I look at them, I mean, I honestly just like the Steelers. The Steelers as a defensive unit, I like the most out of anything on this game. Right? I don't love the Raiders. I don't love the Steelers, but it just comes down to that Steelers defense. It's just an icky game. I mean, it's just plain and simple.
All right. Chad's going Steelers as well. And Vegas is actually a 2.5-point favorite, according to ESPN, as of this recording.
What's the spread?
I don't.
Probably like 40 points, 44 points, something like that.
I don't think it shows that on the app.
Oh, does it show over under?
Mm-mm.
Don't expect many points.
I'd say probably 44 points between them.
Chandler Jones is going to be out in that one too.
Is he?
He was out last week. I didn't know that. Jacoby Myers too.
Oh, the over-under is 43.
I was off by 1 point. But I know Jacoby Myers was because I was going to start him in fantasy and he wasn't there.
Yeah, it shows the over-under at the very... You have to actually click into the game and scroll all the way to the bottom.
That's true.
On the app. Yeah.
I still have it under.
All right. The second week in a row, we have 2 Monday night football games. The first game is going to be the Eagles versus the Bucks. This is a 2-0 team versus 2-0 team. Talon, where are you going?
Fuck it, I'm going to say it. This is going to be the upset. This is going to be the upset of the week.
Do it.
This is the upset of the week.
Come to the dark side. Let's go, baby.
Even Chip himself has even said that the Eagles are not playing up to par. You cannot tell me right now that this is not the best Baker Mayfield has looked in his entire career. With Mike Evans throwing the ball.
I can't say it's the best.
In a long time. Can we say that?
Like 3
because
years, yeah.
I definitely think, I don't know, there's just something in me that's saying it's in it, because it is in Tampa Bay, right? It's at Raymond James, right?
Yeah.
It is in Tampa Bay.
Fuck it. I
Do
got
it.
Tampa Bay pulling off the upset.
Yes.
Pulling the upset. I don't
Yes.
know. Something's telling me it's going to happen. I don't know. Like, because
Right.
I know that no team is ever going to go undefeated. I mean, we think no team will ever go undefeated. I'm not saying that it isn't going to happen, but it's very, very rare that it does happen. Like the 2007 New England Patriots were the anomaly.
They weren't undefeated.
think-
They took an L.
Yeah, but the L they took was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's the one L you don't want, you know.
They took
Anyway.
the L.
Let me. Something just telling me that Tampa Bay is going to pull out something and they're going to win this game. I'm going to go Tampa to win it. Upset of the week.
I ain't upset of the week for me.
Roger, I assume you're going Bucks as well.
Yep. Got to go on that Baker train.
Braden?
Bro, fuck the chalk. I want Baker at home. I want Tampa. I don't give a shit. I want Baker at home, damn it.
Yes.
So we're all going Bucks
Except for
except
For Chad.
Keep it. I don't care. Give me
Yeah.
Baker.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now.
All right. And our second Monday nighter of the week, Rams versus Beng. Oh, real quick. Eagles Bucks. The Eagles are a 5-point favorite and the over under is 46.
That's a very close game.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah.
So the second Monday night football game, Rams versus Bengals. And this is where I am a little confused as to where to put Chad's pick, and I'll explain why. Chad, when he sent me his picks, he said, and I quote, Bengals if Burrow plays, Rams if Burrow is out.
Hell no.
No.
So
We don't have that information.
who
Give him the Rams. Give him the Rams. That's on him.
because currently
Yeah.
Burrow is out.
He's going to be out for at least 2 to 3 weeks because of the injury, isn't he?
We
Or is he
don't
just,
know.
or is he just probable?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
probable.
Okay.
Now give him the Rams. He wants to do that. Give him the Rams. Should have been here to pick your team.
All right. Talon, where you going?
I'm going
Bengals and
Cincinnati.
Rams.
I'm going Cincinnati on this one. I think that they had a really good performance against the Ravens. And even though I do think that the Rams did a good job against the 49ers, they hung in there with them. I think this is going to be a very close game, but I'm leaning more towards Cincinnati to win this one. I think Joe Burrow probably will play. And I think it's going to be closer, but yeah, I'll go with the Bengals to win this one.
All right. Roger?
I'm gonna go with the Bangers.
Bangers.
All right. Braden?
I don't care if Joe Burrow plays or not. They're losing this game at home. I like the Rams even if Joe plays. Sean McVay and his no-name squad of misfits absolutely impressed the hell out of me through the first 2 weeks. I didn't expect them to put up a fight against the 49ers, and they came out and what do you know? They take it down to the fourth quarter. And I don't know. I just love Sean McVay's coaching. I think that what he's got, what he's dealing with right now, he's making the most of what he's got. And Matthew Stafford has looked freaking great for the first 2 weeks. He's really impressed me. And this Cincinnati defense, I don't know what it is. It's not it right now. I don't know. Like the first 2 weeks, they haven't been able to get pressure, haven't been able to force turnovers, nothing. So usually we see Cincinnati start slow. Last year they were 0-2. This year they're 0-2. But I don't know. This year it just has a different vibe to it. I don't like it whatsoever. So give me the Rams.
So we forced Chad into the Rams. I also picked the Rams. Cincinnati is a 2.5 point favorite. The over under is 43.5.
Well, there you go.
So,
All right. So I think we already okay. So last question of the night: what game or games do you guys think are going to be game or games of the week, or what games are you most looking forward to?
Bucks Eagles.
Bucks Eagles.
Bucks Eagles, yes.
Homer pick, of course, but that Texans Jaguars game I think is going to be really good.
Yep.
Dolphins
Broncos, yeah.
No.
Well, for me, I'm looking forward to it. It's a homer pick.
I think that Bills Washington game is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got the Bills winning, of course, but and then my other one is Falcons Lions. Like, I think that game is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Lions home games are always high scoring. It doesn't matter what team it is. So definitely expect points in that one.
Yeah. Tennessee Cleveland is also could have potential, and honestly, LA Minnesota low key could be a banger. You know, I mean, two teams. It's almost like which one of these two teams are finally going to get that win? You know what I mean? And like, how hard are they going to fight to get that win? You know, because they're basically swimming at the bottom of the barrel almost. Like, pick it up. You know what I mean? You guys are going to be going from in the teens in the power rankings to down in the down to like high 20s. You know, so we'll definitely see what happens there.
Roger.
I already said mine. Bucks Eagles. That's pretty much it. I mean, Minnesota maybe. Yeah, probably. That's only two that I really think of that are really going to be, for me, that would be the games to watch.
All right. Those picks are locked in.
If Burrow plays, then the Rams-Bengals game will be big time. I like the Super Bowl rematch factor in that one. There's not as many pieces from that Rams team still there, but still, just the fact of having the guys who beat you in the Super Bowl at your place, that's got to be really cool.
Yeah. I wonder if Mike Tirico or whoever's going to say, well, technically, since Joe Burrow didn't play, we should put an asterisk next to this game.
Nope. Since Cooper Kupp didn't play, we got to put an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, that still pisses me off that someone would say some shit like that, though. Like next man up. It's the way it's always been.
No, what really bugs me is that the Lions lost to the fucking Seahawks in overtime, so people are like, yeah, see, that's the only reason what it was, because of blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. Haters gonna hate, right?
Yep. Yet the Chiefs were barely able to beat the Jags.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all excuse me, I gotta go find my my Baker Mayfield Oklahoma jersey in my closet somewhere at the very bottom.
You got a Baker Mayfield Oklahoma jersey?
Facebook Marketplace is a wild place, my friend.
Yeah, you get drugs and prostitutes there all day.
I'm sorry you wasted your money.
Wasted his money, damn.
I'm trying to be funny. Just let me have one. Fuck. Shit.
Yeah. Talking down on a man who planted the flag on Alabama.
No. He planted a flag on Ohio State.
Oh, it was Ohio State. Sorry, yeah.
Was it Ohio State? I thought
it was Ohio State.
Okay.
Oh, God.
It was Ohio State.
Yeah. That's that.
Whew. Yep.
Ran out there waving that bad boy. Right in the big hole.
In the middle of their field.
Yep.
Yeah. We're definitely going to see what happens this weekend. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Are You Ready for Some Football? What's some of your predictions? Let us know in the comments down below. And anything you guys want to say before we bounce out here tonight?
As always, go Bucks.
Yes, go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Go ahead, Chip. Go ahead.
As always, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe on Spotify and right here on or YouTube.
Roger?
Facebook. As always, like Chip was saying, on YouTube, leave us a like, comment, share, subscribe for sure. Tell us what your picks are. Whoever Raven Mask is, S my D. Talking smash shit for no reason. I call out.
I think that's Braden.
I knew damn well you were going to say that.
Low key, it's Braden.
I picked the Bengals, man.
I was like, he picked Bengals that day. But
man.
but
thank you for the interaction. I mean,
if we're on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. You know, it always helps us out. And if you don't leave a 5-star review, tell us why you didn't and say it with your chest. Don't be a bitch. Raven Mask.
Yep. Also, check us out on all of our social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Also, check out. Golly, you got me tripping. All right. Also, check out streamlabs.com/movement radio /merch. Go copy some merch. And also, once again, as always, check out movementradio.us, your one-stop shop for all things Movement Radio.
Oh, we forgot one thing. Also, this Saturday, go down to Cleveland, Tennessee. Go to Plus Ultra Cafe. We'll be doing another trivia night there. And we will be doing it sponsored by the great sponsor of Chattanooga Comic-Con. So go out there, and I think you may be winning free tickets.
Bleach.
Ooh, maybe. Yep.
Yes.
Hit that.
Bleach.
And Braden, you better show up that Sunday after you guys beat Memphis.
Oh, you got a game this weekend too?
No, he's got it the weekend of Chattanooga Comic-Con.
Oh.
He's got it on that Saturday. So like, on recovery, just come to the convention.
Yeah, just come hang out with us at
C3. Meet all the Star Wars people.
Yes. Ooh. If we're not too,
we'll be fucking busy regardless.
I mean,
we're gonna be fucking busy regardless.
I don't think we're gonna have like maybe 3 seconds of free time, if that, you know, and no sleep.
I'll get sleep.
I ain't getting I'll sleep, whatever. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys next time.
I am Chip Hazard.
I'm Talon Williams.
Roger Sierra.
I'm Braden Howard.
And this is Movement Radio.
God's plan. We'll figure out how to fix this one day.
I was just waiting for Talon to say hit him with the outro.
That's why I didn't do it. You always expect me. See, this is